Assalamu alaikum. We're here with Brother Omer. Now, Brother Omer has been attending this course for the last 2 weeks, and today is the final day of the course. So we just caught up with him, wanted to ask him some questions about how the course is going. So, Brother Omer, can you tell us a little bit about this course and how you've been enjoying it?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, the course is really, it's really good in terms of, you have your knowledge gain, you have your Islam. It's obviously very difficult, and as Abu Eesa has mentioned, it's probably the most difficult thing he's ever learned in his life, or any sort of student of knowledge will ever take and ever learn in their life. And you really felt that because there's just so many complexities in terms of what goes into finance and stuff. What I really felt I benefited was not only did you learn the Islamic sort of science and the Islamic spiritual aspect of it, but technically, I mean, I learned so much just about money itself, how money works, how to put it all into perspective. And it was interesting that our scholars, as he mentioned, Imam Al-Ghazali, just the logical sort of understanding of money, how, several centuries ago it was all laid out. And I mean, it's yet to sort of be built upon or expanded upon.
Right. So, do you think this course has helped you with maybe your financial freedom or your financial prosperity?
Yeah, so I've just graduated from school, so I'm sort of looking to get into the job market, and I'm sort of looking to get into...
Sorry, where'd you graduate from?
I did my master's at McMaster University.
On what?
In health research. So I mean, like, now I'm sort of looking for a job and looking to sort of build my own, my savings and my money and whatever else, right? So now it's good that just sort of gives me the sort of a fresh understanding. How should I, if I want to invest my money, if I want to, go for a house and whatever else, how do I get into it? Or what do I do? What do I have to take into account before going? And of course, I have my notes that will always be of benefit to down the road.
So can you tell us something that you've learned that you can apply to your daily life?
To my daily life, I mean, I guess one of the things we were strongly warned about was making sure that your debts are paid on time. A lot of contracts that we're in, they are, in principle, they are permissible. However, I mean, obviously sometimes, like for cell phones, for credit cards and whatnot, you pay a day later, you get charged an interest rate and everything, right? I mean, that fear of Allah should be within you to make sure that you're paying it on time, and that you're guarding yourself, essentially, to make sure that you're always submitting these on time.
That you're not falling into like riba or
exactly,
stuff like that. Okay. Other than that, anything else that it can apply to?
So that was sort of the main direct practical benefit that I got right now. But I mean, of course, down the road, there's issues of getting a house, buying a house. How do we go about doing it? There was, going into a business, partnerships, becoming an entrepreneur. How do the different types of partnerships? What's accepted? What's not accepted? All of that kind of sort of stuff. So I mean, if I wanted to do business down the road, if I have an idea and I want to build it and move forward with it and stuff, I got sort of the tools to understand how to Islamically move forward.
That's amazing, mashallah. We'd like to thank you for your time. Inshallah, Allah will put barakah in your rizq and in your ventures in the future. And Allah reward you for giving us your time. And inshallah, we hope to see you inside the course. And hopefully one day, you'll become something really big with your ventures, inshallah.
May Allah make Ummah Times amongst the greatest and revolutionaries in Islamic media, inshallah. Ameen.
Inshallah, ameen. Barakallah fi brother. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. We're here with Brother
Zuhair.
Brother Zuhair at the Al-Magrhib course being taught by Shaykh Abu Eesa. Now, can you just tell us a little bit about this course and how you've benefited, inshallah? You just want to come over, inshallah.
This course is Pure Paisa, Islamic finance, and it's a very important topic, one that's not really being discussed much in the Islamic knowledge circle here. There's many courses on Aqidah, basic fiqh of ibadah and worship, but hardly do you find a course or like something a course that's relevant related to muamalat and dealing with business. And so this course, what it does is it introduces you to the classical Islamic principles of Islamic finance, Islamic business, and what he does is he contextualizes it and he makes it relevant to us and shows us how this applies to our society here. And what's really good is that we have someone like Shaykh Abu Eesa, who studied under Mufti Taqi Usmani, who is one of the giants in this field of Islamic finance and in contemporary fiqh. And we're getting a very good perspective on how to basically deal with our money here in the West, here in this modern time. Because you look at all the classical fiqh books in the past, they're all very, they're not relevant to us here, and we can't take as much benefit. It's hard for us to understand how it applies here. So having Abu Eesa going through this, explaining to us the principles of Islamic finance and making applicable examples and relevant examples to everyday life, to the stock market, through just like over-the-counter chocolate bar transactions is very, very important, especially some people most of the people here who are university students about to get into the business world, how exactly they can deal with their money. And so the biggest benefit I got from this is basically, number one, a deep appreciation for the genius and the justice of the Islamic economic system. And of course, the second benefit is understanding exactly and clearing doubts on what I can do with my money, what I can't, what is interest, what is riba, what is gharar, what is dealing with gambling, and what is not. All these different concepts, being able to fully understand it and understanding how it applies to everyday life here.
Okay. So, brother, were you rehearsing before?
No.
No, that was one of the best and longest answers. I think you cover all the questions. Watch out.
Oh,
you covered all the questions that I wanted to ask you.
Just because we're always discussing this with friends, right? Like
No.
they're always asking, how's the course?
Yeah,
so it's kind of like more like, it's not rehearsed, but more I've said it before, discussing with friends. And
So it's like fresh on your tongue and on your mind. So, mashallah, that was excellent. But we'd like to thank you very much for your time. May Allah reward you. Inshallah, may Allah bless your risk, inshallah, that you make, inshallah. Make sure to check out this on ummahtimes.com. And is there anything final statements that you'd like to make to the Ummah at large?
I just want to say Jazakallah khair for Ummah Times, because Ummah Times are it's a very strong initiative, and everyone within Toronto, they all know Ummah Times, and it's just something, a lot of benefit goes out to the community, so may Allah reward you for your efforts, inshallah.
I'll give you the $10 later, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for your time. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We're here with brother
Ataur Rahman.
Sorry?
Ataur Rahman.
Ataur Rahman. Brother Rahman, is this your first Al-Magrhib course?
This is my first Al-Magrhib course, yes.
How have you benefited from this course?
Not like any other lecture that I've attended, Islamic, so concise, yet comprehensive, and something really to benefit from, especially because I have a business degree, majoring in finance, so this is very complimentary in the halal way. So
are you finding that you're absorbing the information very easily, and is it like relative to what you learn, obviously, but you're sort of like making everything that was haram halal now in your mind? What concepts have you learned?
Yeah, inshallah. Theoretically, I've already done that.
Right.
So inshallah, practically, inshallah, someday when I open a business.
So, are you going to be opening a business, or are you going to be maybe going to like finding a job? What's your plan? What's your ambition?
As for now, I'm really thinking into getting into business eventually. But as it stands today, I'll learn more, get some experience and all in a halal way. So eventually, this is something that I'm looking forward to. So this is going to be a very good basis to it in terms of deciding where to go later, inshallah.
Okay, can you just share with us really briefly maybe one of the benefits that you've gained from this course from a business perspective? For the entrepreneurs out there, what would you like to say to them that they can take home and benefit from when they're watching this, inshallah? Just that one little bezel of wisdom. I know it's hard to do, but
actually, you see, in a conventional sense, this is the alternative modes of financing, yes? So it's a new instrument that's come out. And now that for Muslims and Muslim entrepreneurs, they know that they want to keep halal and they want to make business out of it. Right. So this is the conventional finance people, they understand that this is a new instrument.
Right.
But for them, it's just a business. For us, it's a part of our deen as well,
right,
and it's business.
Right.
So it works for both, inshallah, Aziz, for the dunya and the akhirah.
Right.
So inshallah.
So is that the benefit? Is that what you're saying? Is that the one thing that you learned is that this benefits your dunya and your akhirah? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, inshallah.
So jazakallah khair, inshallah ta'ala, brothers and sisters, if you're out there, you want to start your own businesses, make sure you attend these types of courses, inshallah, with Al-Maghrib and with other institutions, and try to benefit as much as you can for your dunya and your akhirah, as the brother just let us know. Is there any last final statements you'd like to make to the ummah at large who are watching this?
I guess you got to attend these courses, of course, learn them and all, inshallah. Other than that, I just said, it's for your dunya and akhirah. And as the Shaykh also said, that a strong Muslim is better than the weak Muslim. So business is something, of course, that we find that people need to progress in this field as well. So of course you got to attend all these lectures and all to understand that how to do it at a fundamental level.
Jazakallah khair for your time, brother. May Allah put blessings in your rizq, inshallah. We thank you for your time, for stepping aside and giving us a moment. May Allah reward you, and we hope to see you more often in these events. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair.
I do not find it permissible. This is the ruling across the board. It is not permissible to take a student loan to finance one's education. If a scholar gives you a fatwa according to your specific circumstances and your specific case, then that will be permissible if he considers it to be a necessity. That is for that mufti. That is for that mufti to make that ruling. And it has been done. And it has been given. So it's up to you to present your scenario, your family scenario, your financial scenario to a mufti. Now, people are going to argue and say, well look, the OSAP loan is a loan where actually you don't pay the interest in the first 6 months and I intend to deal with it in the first 6 months or 7 months or whatever that period of time is. First of all, is it really true there's no interest, or rather should we say that there is interest and the government are paying it? Okay, right? Secondly, is it acceptable to sign that from the origin that you will be paying interest with the intention that you are not going to be? Very similar to the credit card scenario. Thirdly, how are you actually planning on getting 100,000 or 40,000 in these 6 months to be able to pay this off? That's a question you've got to ask yourselves. These are the scenarios that are being presented to you with respect to the actual student loan or the OSAP contract.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Brother Uzair Khan, the Amir of Al-Magrhib Institute in Toronto. I'd like to invite you all to our next offering, next course in Toronto on the last 2 weekends of September. Live guidance with Shaykh Yasir Qadi. The course will be talking about Tawheed, the essentials of our religion, Aqidah, the basics of Tawheed, Shirk, Bid'ah, what constitutes Shirk, what constitutes Bid'ah, an essential course for all Muslims. And we invite you all to attend because Shaykh Yasir Qadi will be teaching this for the second time in Toronto. Inshallah, we hope that you all come. Last week of September. Inshallah, the website that you can reach us and find out more information is www.almaghrib.org/Toronto. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.